Is the winning quote. Greetings, freaks and folks, this is Vlad, and welcome back after all this time to another deck video and gameplay. But before I dive into that, I want to talk a bit about life, about my life in particular. If you don't care about that too much and you just want to see the gameplay, that's totally fine. There will be timestamps in the video description. But for you other guys, I want to give a bit of an update what's happening right now. So there is a lot of changes in the near future. One being that I will have a new job from the 1st of September. So I already created my old job, and I'm in a lot of discussions with a lot of companies that are that I talked to and where I can potentially work, and I will earn a shitload more of money there. But it will also mean more work for me as a person, and this will mean less time for creating YouTube videos, which is certainly a bummer, but I feel like I have to prioritize a bit, so I will obviously put more time into my career, so to say, and I won't get into the illusion that I will be able to live from YouTube in the near future. So I want to keep this healthy and keep the growth organic over time, and just release a video still like once per week, like I said in the past, but I ended up recording more most of the time. I recorded normally 3 at weekends, and I posted then one in the video during the week, one on Friday, one on Sunday. And when there is spoiler time, I record one every day, which is consuming a lot of time. And I won't have that much time, unfortunately, in the foreseeing future. But I still want to keep this project going on because I feel a lot of joy when I do this, and I also want to say thank you for. I'm very grateful for all you people who stick around for that long and still following me. Like first and foremost, my closest friends I have in the real life as well as people like Kakoa and Sai and Meriadoc Brandybuck, amongst others. Sorry if I haven't named you if you're watching this, but I certainly read all the comments, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of it, as well as the other content creators that are passing by sometime, like Sunny or the lineup channel with Gomez. I really enjoy that we have sort of in Spanish it would be intercambio, but I don't know the English word right now. It's like the exchange between content creators on Twitter and such. I really enjoy that as a content creator, and I want to keep on doing this for sure. Also, I have recorded a 500 subscriber special at some point in the past, like almost 4 weeks ago now. But I'm so low on time that I actually didn't manage to edit it properly and to upload it. And I prioritized the deck tags and new decks over this 500 subscriber special, which is most of the time as well talking about me and having a Q&A with you guys, because you asked things in the past and I have answers for that in this particular video, and I will upload it at some point in the future, but it won't be in the very near future, as I will actually get married in less than a week now. No, it's actually it's 6 days from now, so it's less than a week already. And I will have a 2 weeks vacation after that, so this will be the last video for the next 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks we will see each other again with a new video. And up to that point I will be in a bit of a vacation together with my wife from the future. And I'm looking really forward to that. Also to have a bit of a break from this spoiler season, which is exhausting at times, where I have to upload every day, or I want to upload. I don't have to, but I feel like I want to, because this is sort of quick content. It also, something people enjoy to watch, me included, and I wanted to provide this content to you guys. And that's basically what's going on right now in my life, so you have a bit of an update what's happening. Like I said, there will be the 500 subscriber special in the middle to close future. And I wanted to say in advance a big thanks for the 500 subscribers, which I wanted to reach at the end of the summer, and that we already reached like 4 weeks ago, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you guys for that support. But now I have this off my chest, we can actually dive into today's deck that is named after Gather the Pack, because there is a new follower which came up with the latest Ruination event, which is the RIMEFANG Denmother, and I really adore this card. By the way, I was really struggling which deck I would have, well, I want to show as my last video for the next 3 days, 3 weeks, but I really prioritized the RIMEFANG Denmother over all of these, because I just adore the artwork that they did and what it does as a card. Because it says, when I'm summoned, summon a RIMEFANG pack, which is this card right here, a 1/1 with Overwhelm, and grant it +1/+1 for each time you have frostbitten enemies this game. And the fact that this comes as a 5/5 body for 6 mana is already pretty solid, and it will give us up to a 10/10 sometimes with this particular deck that I'm showing today. So I'm really excited to share it to you guys. There are also different ways to build the RIMEFANG Denmother. I have seen with Zombie Ashe, where you can resummon the RIMEFANG Denmother also with the Harrowing, for example, because this is a summoning effect. It's also really viable to go that way, but I felt like I want to go with a classic way, so to say, with Ashe and together with Noxus, as it provides us with Culling Strike, which is the main reason why we run Noxus. This will give us the opportunity to kill something at fast speed for 3 mana when we have frostbitten it, because it will have 3 or less power at that point. And we have a ton of ways to frostbite, as you may tell, when we run Ashe and RIMEFANG Denmother, because Ashe, if you don't know, she levels up from 5 frostbites and will then be able to take out blockers, as if they have 0 power, when they're frostbitten they can't block anymore, and will give us this big arrow that will potentially freeze their whole board if they have low HP units. What else do we have for frostbites? We have the Icewear Archer as a full set here, of course. We have a 2-of Brittle Steel. We have 3 Sisters as a 2-of, which is sort of a mixture with Flash Freeze, as we have a 2-of Flash Freeze. This is sort of a more expensive Flash Freeze, but I like the flexibility of 3 Sisters. I always prioritize this over the 1 less mana, as it will also give us the opportunity to preserve our Ashe, for example, with the Fiora of the North, or with the Entomb. If we have a really threatening big unit like a Nasus, for example, we can take this out with this Entomb, and this is also a flexible thing that I prioritize over other things. We're 1-of Entreat, which is sort of our 4th Ashe. If we don't draw into Ashe, we can draw it out of a deck with the Entreat. Because we have a mono Ashe deck, we also are able to only draw Ashe and be certain about that. What else do we have in terms of frostbites? We have a full set of Harsh Winds. This is one of the core cards from Ashe decks, where we can frostbite at burst speed 2 enemies and potentially trade well into enemies. This deck lacks a bit of card draw, I gotta admit. That's why I have a 2-of Bubbling Berg, which will tutor us out either the Ashe or the RIMEFANG Denmother, which are 2 of the core cards of this deck, or the 1-of Incisive Tradition, which I have in here, which is also just a brilliant card, as it is a 5/5 now after the recent buff that I got, and it will allow us to rally and potentially knock out the enemy and caught them off guard. For 6 mana then, if we have the Reputation Met, which is kind of easy in this deck. Like I said, we have Ashe with 5 attack, and also the RIMEFANG Denmother has 5 attack, alongside potential card that will be buffed from the Overrosen Outriders. And this is also an inclusion that I really love, and what is one of the core things why we have that low Noxus cards. Normally I would include more Noxus cards, but we only have a total of 6, as you can see. This Overrosen Outrider will give us, upon allegiance, grant top unit +3/+3 and Overwhelm, which is just insane on the RIMEFANG Denmother. Then being an 8/8 with Overwhelm, spawning another potentially 8/8 with Overwhelm for 6 mana is just the tits. We also can hit like a Bubbling Berg, for example, which would be a 6/6 with Overwhelm. Also Ashe hitting an 8/7 at that point with Overwhelm when she loads up a 9/8 with Overwhelm is just brutal. But also other units like Icewear Archer and Open Hawk are okay if we hit it. Also inside of Tradition, if we have Freljord spell on top of the Incisive Tradition, he will be buffed instead. One of the other core cards of this deck is the RIMEFANG Wolf. Of course, as we have a ton of frostbites, we can kill something if the RIMEFANG Wolf strikes something with 0 power. And I think this deck in particular is really strong right now, as there is a lot of mid-rangey meta and combat-based decks where they go all in on one unit and buff it with all the Riven decks and, you know, Riven with Draven, Sivir with Riven, Sivir with whoever, Akshan, Lee Sin. All these decks are countered sort of with a Frostbite deck. And this is one of the main reasons why I want to recommend this particular deck right now in the meta, as we also have a 2 of Trollchant where we can win 2 fights, giving one -2 attack and one unit +2 health. And also there is a card, you have seen it probably here already, the Noxus Arena, which is another extremely good card from Noxus, where at the round end we will have a battle between our strongest ally, their weakest enemy. And if we Frostbite something, really big unit, then this will be the weakest unit because it has 0 power at that point, and then we can trade for, yeah, big value. And this is an ongoing value engine in this deck. But like I said, be aware of running out of gas. You have to preserve your units in this deck, definitely, as we don't have that many units. Like, we have these landmarks, we have a lot of free spells, and because we have all these spells, we also include the Starlit Seer, which is a full set here as well, being at 2 mana dropped, and from every spell we cast and every Frostbite, we will grant the top ally in our deck +1/+1, which is also insane. Also, Everosen's Autores, for example, they also have Overwhelm, and this is an extremely good target for our Starlit Seer to shine in this deck. And that's basically the whole deck idea, because it took me long as always. There will be too long, didn't watch. Let's go. So hello there, Reloadlets. With little time, this is called Gather the Pack, because we have the RIMEFANG Denmother and the RIMEFANG pack, and we want to gather the Wolf pack together, as we will Frostbite a lot in this deck, and with every Frostbite we will pump up this RIMEFANG Overwhelm unit, +1/+1 for every Frostbite we have. This also goes really well with Ashe, as she can, upon level up with after 5 freezes, we can force the enemy to not block if it has 0 attack. You know how Ashe works, and we have a lot of Frostbites in this deck to work with, alongside Starlit Seer, which can make use of all these spells that we have into a deck, alongside Culling Strike, which will kill Frostbite units for 3 mana, which is an extremely good card and the main reason why we run Noxus, as well as the Noxus Arena, which also will give us an even trade, and a one-off of Incitation to potentially caught the enemy off guard. And if you want to know all these cards and what they do, you can always jump back, and we will jump into the games together right now. Let's go. Alright, our first matchup is Lee Sin. Like I said, combat-based decks is something we should be good at against, and I want to keep this whole hand. It's a lot of early game. We have a Starlit Seer, which is almost always a keeper in the hand. Iceway Archer can also allow us to break through spell shields, for example. And we also find the Erosin Outrider. I love to see it. And we get a pretty free attack here. Shaped Stone won't do it. If they want to use an Absolver to remove him, so be it. Yep. But I'm pretty happy about this, because Absolver is his win condition. So this could mean he has another one in hand, but other than that, I'm really happy that he got rid of it. Alright. I'm pretty happy about the trade with the Vagabond, if he wants to attack. If not, we just hold this attack. It's also fine to me. We do find the Ashe. Yeah, the question is this better than the Everosen and Outrider? I think it actually is, because it's our attack turn. And we want to make use of her freeze ability as much as we can. Alright, he does find an Concussive Palm. But he's lower on mana all the time. We apply enough pressure right now. Alright, there's a Sonic Wave. It's a really weird attack. We start off with Riddle stealing this. Definitely want to remove the Alter Dragon. To not let him... Alright. Just do this. So he has to buff it again. And we have the means to flash freeze it again. Booyah. And now he's in trouble. Because he can't shapestone it. It will die anyways. It was a bit of a checkmate position for him. And we made use of our advantage here. Yeah, I could go... I think RIMEFANG Wolf is the best option. As much as I love RIMEFANG Denmother here, I think just being able to take something out for free is too valuable. He will potentially buff this, but I'm not too mad about it. He has to use his buffs on, yeah, not Lee Sin. That's basically the main thing here. Alright, or we get to narrow it out for free. There's Akshan. Gets his level up here. Oh, what we do? Okay, things get interesting. There's a Lee Sin, unfortunately, which means I definitely want to freeze him in case he has an Absolver in hand. And because of that, I guess I will just... Yeah, let's buff our top unit now. Oh, fuck. And missing legions. Alright, there's a second Absolver. We kept him in open for the drawing an Ashe into Flash Freeze, which is really important. So whatever he targets here is just going into our hand, as opposed to get killed. And he does target the Ashe. Yeah, we're not blocking into Akshan. Do this. Get the Crystal Arrow. Guide me! So that's 2 Absolvers down. He could have a third one in hand and ODK us next turn. Alright, his Warlord's Horde is popping next turn. Probably because he has a lot of self buffs, right? I will start off with a Crystal Arrow and threaten a big Ashe attack here. He has to deny or nobify this. Alright, or he retreats. Interesting. But we do get rid of the Akshan. Alright. So no Lee Sin this turn. Let's see, our RIMEFANG Denmother is pretty thick. But I think we can do better. I think not. So we will try to kill the Akshan here. Blocks like that, okay. So we will play Lee Sin. We have no more freezes in hand. I will try to fish out another Ashe with Bludgeoning Dirk. Ashe! Yes! Okay, we have another Flash Freeze. We are safe. And we can bop the Spell Shield if he goes for it with Troll Chant. Yep. Exactly, my friend. And that's his last Absolver. And this is the reason why we run Troll Chant. Ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna be so pissed. Sorry, dude. Alright, let's see. I wanna go Ashe first, because he knows about her in hand. And then we go RIMEFANG Denmother with a thick ass RIMEFANG pack. He's trying to fish for things here. Alright, I think he will have a Concussive Palm that will stop this. Yep. There's his Palm. It was a pretty clever Palm, so I can't attack with the RIMEFANG Wolf. But I will try to apply some pressure with this. So he basically has to block both of these. and he has to buff up this in order to survive the attack. Yep.
Your attack is obvious.
Alright, drops him down to 3. We lose our RIMEFANG Wolf in the process. But him having no more Absolvers makes it really hard for him to OTK me here. Yes, he can get rid of my Wolf or my Ashe. Alright. Interesting play. I will go for this.
We go where the War Mother bids.
Looks like I'm ready.
Bye-bye.
I just hope he attacks with it, so I can Brutal Steel it. Okay. This will make sure that... yeah, I lose 9 HP. But we can kill his dude here. And I think this should be game. And that's the reason why Ashe is good against Lee Sin. Boom!
The war is over.
Now we rebuild. If you like this, why not showing it to you? That would be awesome from your side. Let's go for round 2. Alright, easy karma. Gonna be a tough matchup. Control decks, yeah. We technically mid-range decks, so they can't deal really good with our stats, but we have to pump up stats, right? And they have a lot of removal for that. I wanna... do I keep the Culling Strike? I think I keep the Culling Strike for Ezreal if he drops it early. And the other two are... yeah, one to find units, basically. Do find the RIMEFANG Mother. No play to be expected. Yeah, we drew a bit poorly here. So we have to Ice Archer like this, give him a target to kill. I probably should have kept it in hand. Just to freeze something. At least we get to kill the Shadow Assassin from it. But he didn't lose speed from the process, right? He... the problem is it cycles itself. We did hit the Legions this time because we have 3 Noxus cards in hand. He decides to do nothing, okay. Ooh. That's one thick Omen Hawk.
It will be a good spring.
A good spring. I want to spread out as opposed to go for Ashe. Because he most certainly has a... get excited, for example, for her in hand. Do this. One Freljord. All these buffs is just to... okay. Basically to make him make use of the big ass cards. Not being able to keep up with my stats is our goal here. Against this control matchup. I used Culling Strike to just remove this blocker and apply more pressure. We haven't frostbitten any unit so far, so our RIMEFANG Denmother is... or the pack is pretty weak right now. Alright. I do want to go with the Ashe, because he can kill this turn. I mean, a 7/7 Battling Berg is really good as well, but I prioritize freezing this and then probably going for Noxus Arena afterwards. He goes swiftly. Comes to get excited. Or double Mystic Shot. It's also fine. We need to let this roll. Noxus Arena. Okay. That's a second Thermo Beam, so he only has one more left. Next turn we look into... oh, there's an Ashe. So we can Björk, Ashe, and Flash Freeze this turn.
Will no one listen?
No one listens.
The dark beckons.
Alright. Go with Ashe.
I will unite the Freljord.
War Mother Ashe.
Ormorash. I don't really mind that. We get rid of the scattered pot this turn. And he does has this fucking third Moonbeam in hand. This is so stupid. Oh boy. Yeah, he drew really, really good. Not gonna lie.
The time is right. Strike now.
I freeze in advance to
Continue without
now not lose HP from the Björk. So he doesn't have the means to kill it that easily. And I even want to spread out more. He has to do something about it. We have the Troll Chant to save one of our units. But we are taking with 13 overwhelm damage plus the Denmother. So he needs a Concussive Palm, for example, plus something. Oh, it's a heavy investment. Here comes the Palm, yep. Take like this.
you cannot escape.
Want to do this, preserve my units, keep them healthy. While he drops down to now 6. But problem has it, he now has his Karma. But he has to use her wisely, as she will die at the end of the turn from next Arena. This is what I love about this card, by the way. Like, keeping on the constant pressure. And having a freeze in hand, potentially. That's the Ezreal. It's completely fine. He probably will attack now. Which means we freeze. Not give him value. And potentially knock him out with the arena afterwards. So he has to make up his mind here what to do. With 7 mana he can't do much. And he can't burst me down. Like 13 HP is really hard to burst down with a total of... Yeah, that's karma. But this means his Ezreal is dying. So... Bye bye Ezreal. At least he gets to do 2 damage with the Ezreal. That's something. Oh, I just realized I have a second arena in hand. So, I guess... Bye bye Karma as well. That's 1 down. And that's 2 down. What can I say? Perfect match. It's the winning quote. What did I tell you? Combat-based decks. 10 Fiora, and we have Flash Freezes. I love this Culling Strike. Definitely keeping this, as well as the Omen Hawk. Harsh Winds? I don't know, man. I mean, I need my Frostbites. I keep this entire hand. Like, this Harsh Winds can go a really long way. Can allow us to win 2 battles in the future. And to keep it safe in hand and have it always there is a big thing. Oh, and we find the Tactician as well, the one-off. Maybe we can even show it in this game. I would love to do. To do so is right English, right? Yeah. As always, banking mana. And now River Shaper, I guess. And we draw the perfect couplet. Alright. Yeah, this makes me want to let him chill a bit. I could Culling Strike, but I'd rather hold on for a second. As we can now do this.
You're covered.
Yeah, thought so. But that's good value for us. Him not having the barrier anymore. If he goes for a single combat, we can answer with a Culling Strike. But he most of the time won't do it, as I could have Brittle Steel. So it's basically him wasting a barrier and not playing Shen is big deal for him. Ooh, that's one thick Denmother. But our pack is a bit small right now. Let's entreat here. Keep the mana open for harsh winds. I know he has a buff for Fiora, but I want to make him use it. I mean, Flash Freeze would be the nuts, right, with Culling Strike together, but you can have everything. So I'll just use this. And force him to buff Fiora. We're also lowering the health from Shen to 1. There's Twin Disciplines. And even a Sharp Sight, okay. Makes sense. I could go with Ashe, but the problem is that he has buffs and also she only has 3 HP and he has a good blocker for it. So what we do here is we go with the Denmother. Even though I would love to have them thicker, I think it's the right turn to go for it. He needs to keep mana open for his buffs and combat tricks. Or he doesn't. And we get a really good attack with the Denmother. You don't attack with the pack, obviously, because Screeching Dragon is straying into it. Get a good trade for it. Reputation is 1 out of 4 now. That's another Denmother. And we have another Harsh Winds in hand. Yeah, I have to freeze both of these. Make him use another combat trick. Like Culling Strike won't do it, he has Denies and also can just buff the Fiora to a point where Culling Strike fizzles. So I think this is the right play. Could have blocked with the Omen Hawk, to be fair, to not give another easy target for Fiora. Alright, he decides to not do anything about it. Probably has a rally. But if he does, his units are still frozen. But the rally would allow the Shen to level. Right, he even plays Scattered Pot. Interesting. Alright, let's see. We have the means to play Ashe, level up and Flash Freeze. But I can't Ashe, Flash Freeze and Culling Strike is a problem. Yeah, let's go with Ashe first. I want to have that arrow and make him use a Deny or Notify. On 1 arrow. Our Denmother is... or the pack is now 6-6 right now. Alright. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a really big problem. I can freeze one of these, but the other one would kill me. So I'm not doing anything. If I pass now, he passes back. Yeah, but I can't do shit.
Rivers shape the land and give it life.
Alright. So he has no more Deny. A Nobify would do it. Or a buff for him. But I have to remove this Shen. It's getting too scary. Alright. Man, if I just had 1 more mana or Brittle Steel. Crap.
Enforced equilibrium.
I guess preventing the most damage makes the most sense.
I have no equal.
Alright. Fiora is 2 out of 4. It's also scary. I can't Nox Runa and Denmother. But I have to play one of these for sure now. I'll play the arrow first. I want to see if he has a Deny or not before that. Just because I'm scared of rally effects. Alright. So I'm safe from rally now. I'm also pumping up my Denmother to a really big extent. And I've frozen the wrong unit. Right, let's go, Denmother. Show them the big pack.
Carrots can fly, Rin.
We attack first, see what he does. Get to trade the pot. If he doesn't buff it. Alright. I have to go wider here to make sure that I survive next turn. Thought so. We can Brutal Seal. This will also make her the weakest unit to get killed by the Nox Cry Arena. Could have a riposte. Or that. Ah, man. I gotta use it. You might have another answer. But the value is too much if this gets through. Alright, interesting.
What form will the waters take?
Draws another card. But Fiora will die in the process. Unless he has a buff. Oh, crap. Yeah, was just a matter of time. When he will get the buff from that. Yeah. GG. GG. What's about to happen? I think I made some misplays here and there. This could have gone better. Let's see if we get redemption in round 4. Alright. What's that? This looks a lot like Star... How's it called? Starter Peak? No. Like this 5 costs card that makes everything cost 0. Yeah, Brutal Steel isn't helping much in this matchup. I also want to mulligan these Denmothers. We need to raise him down, basically. Is the deal. But we're not really able to raise, unfortunately, with this deck. This is a deck that plays around value. Freezing units, getting good exchanges. Like to see the Björk. Also, double Starlets here can allow us to pump up our units really, really big. See a Catalyst of Aeons. 99% of the time. Okay, or the Path of Discovery. But this means he can ramp this turn. So we still have until round 5 when he drops his card. Yeah, definitely going wider with the Björk. He has avalanches and stuff, but all of them are safe from that. Full attack, obviously. To get value out of the Troll Chant. Pumping up our top units. And also doing as much damage as we can. Alright. My best guess is that he has another avalanche in hand. Wants to remove my board like this. Ooh, that's one thick Starlets here. Oh, he has that, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I could use 3 Sisters to boost one of my Starlets here. But I want to preserve this for later, to be honest. So we'll just go with the pumped Starlets here. Now we have the means to Ashe, Icewind Archer, and Culling Strike.
Faster than my arrow?
I think not. Wait, was this a pumped up Ashe? No. Oh, I pumped up the Starlets here. Never mind. He really wants to drop his landmark. Alright. I think now is the turn to use it. Save my Ashe. Alright, he just has 2 ground slams. We haven't frozen 1 unit so far. Like, control decks are really tough in terms of pumping out the Denmother. Oh boy. So annoying. Yeah, because we can't really make use of the RIMEFANG pack anyways, we may also use this now. We need to make use of our mana and keep on the pressure. It's basically the thing here. So I'm going with the thick Archer. Threatening more attack. If he drops a Tryn, he will be frozen. Could also have Feel the Rush. It's also an option in this deck. But you can't play it this turn. So this is mostly the turn where we have to kill him. That's the problem.
What will you have?
Okay, he decides to go with that. I have 0 freezes so far. Not avalanche. He has it all, man. But I calculate this because I can now play my second Ashe
I will unite the Freljord.
and freeze whatever comes afterwards.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
Okay. So he's down to 10, and now comes his Feel the Rush. We do have the means to survive that. We jump block the Iridian Soul with the Omen Hawk, and then we go RIMEFANG DENMOTHER. And we're so wide on the board that we should be able to kill him next turn.
Show them the way.
Show them the way. Right, we're down to 10. We have to win next round. Here's the thing. He might have things like star shaping.
Now they'll pay attention.
Yeah. Don't have enough frostbites.
Abject failure.
Yeah, 1 star shaping rescues him here.
A beginner's guide to
That doesn't do it though. Oh, we knock him out! With perfect 0. Boom! Ah. Okay, it was sort of redemption. Let's see what we get from the event. A sweet, sweet diamond chest with all these extra copies. Oh, and a copy of... Oh no, it's actually not a copy, it's the Twisted Tree line. Maybe I will build a deck with that as well. And a can. And the Tronic Swarm. So as you can see, a lot of decks that I have still to build with all these cards. And I'm definitely looking forward to do this. But for today I will call it a video. Like, I had a pretty good session and I showed off what this deck is capable of. Matching up against control and mid-range combat-based decks. And I actually had a really good climb with it, so try it out yourselves. Let me know how it did for you. And if you haven't already, subscribing is a really good idea to then know when my videos come up when I'm back in 3 weeks from now. So yeah, I hope you had a really good time. Until then, I will most certainly have it. And until then, you stay legendary. Vlad out.